Hello, guys. Thank you so much for your patience. I'm Anna Prosser Robinson, handling the broadcasting today, which is not usual, but we have done it, and I'm really glad you're here. Thank you for waiting while we waded through some technical difficulties, as you always do, because you're so patient and wonderful. And Neil is our DM. He's sitting there. How you doing, Neil?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
I'm very sleepy because I went to the Warhammer movie premiere last night and
Warcraft.
How was it?
I very, very much enjoyed it. I know that a lot of critics are not enjoying it, but as someone who really likes fantasy and gaming and all things in between, I was delighted by it.
So, are you Alliance or Horde?
Horde.
Yeah.
Always Horde.
Yeah, in fact, I see that there's a couple Alliance little logos in the chat. Like, let's just make sure.
Like there ought to be.
Hello.
Swarms of them.
Oh. I played like 3 hours in my entire life, but I was Horde. And it was not even a difficult choice. I was like, eh. Why would you want to be a good guy when you can be Horde?
Well, here's the
Technically, the
problem.
Horde are
right?
the good guys.
Exactly.
What?
The Horde are the good guys.
Yeah.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Oh. They're red. They look mean. There's orcs. No way. Alliance is like this. They're like the blue paladin type classic.
I think you need to do some research and possibly watch the Warcraft movie. You're spouting nonsense.
There's just some
I
gray
played
areas
3
on the
hours.
other side. This is actually the first channel where I've ever seen even close to as many Alliance as I have Horde. Just putting that out there.
Oh yeah, huh?
Horde wears ours more as a badge of honor, I think.
Yeah.
But let's really quickly go around, introduce ourselves, and briefly who our character is, and then let's get into this game because we've made everyone wait for so long.
All right.
I will go first. I am Anna Prosser Robinson. I play Maribel, who is a half Minotaur, half human. She was a warrior bodyguard and is now looking for her own life.
And I'm V Parlofoy. I play Trellis, and she is a human ranger, silvery hair, and kind of looks like an elf, even though she's not one. And she is still kind of a hidden mystery. Was a captain, no longer, but still protective of everybody on the ship.
I'm a Dark Albert, the elf. I'm a dark elf. I'm slightly evil wizard thief.
Slightly.
Slightly. I used to be captain for a very little while as well, but sadly that ended abruptly. I still wish to be captain, but for now I shall respect our new captain, which is Trump.
I'm Trump. In this game, I am the captain, as I should be. I'm a skeletal cleric who's been in a tomb for the last 1,500 years. And now I seek to right all the wrongs in the name of Tempos, the god of fate.
Fantastic.
As usual, Jen, everyone says your mic is too low. Everyone, this is
As
a common
usual.
occurrence, so Jen, please speak very loudly. Hopefully
I will
my mic...
get closer to the mic and move it towards my face.
There you go. Atta girl. Yeah, and mine was low too, but let me know if that works. We will continue to give me updates in chat. I'll try to keep an eye on that. And Neil, you want to do like a recap of the action last week, or do you want one of us to do it?
Oh, I think it's best when the group does it. Hold on. I have to shut this door. The Blue Jay flew into my house during Roll20Con.
What?
And I had to wait to the break to get it out, and the same damn Blue Jay is back by the door. So while you guys do a recap, let me make sure there's no birds in our house.
He just wants to live with you. He just wants to be your friend.
All right, let's do a group recap.
Yeah, okay.
I know the end of it, so you guys remember the beginning of it.
I just remember that Jen, well, aka Dark Albert, bought a slave to free the slave and make the slave his personal assistant. And then that personal assistant was quite the charmer, very, very attractive, if I remember correctly. And
Yes.
caught the attention of Maribel Also, she met a minotaur named something the Milk Bringer. And
Harry Hoofdini.
Oh yeah, Harry Hoofdini, the Milk Bringer. And she was intrigued by him as well, but I think he was racist or something, and only liked her. Anyway, so she was intrigued by both of these male specimens, but neither one of them seemed to pay her much mind. That's all I remember that happened before the infamous harpy attack, other than that we sailed to find supplies.
I remember trying to buy someone a purple robe.
Oh,
they didn't
yeah.
want to wait. So they got an ugly puke-colored robe
Yeah,
instead.
specifically puke-colored.
I remember that the crew engaged in many frivolous and time-wasting activities. We could actually be out saving the world or some such. So I got us out of that harbor as soon as possible. And then we went to fight some harpy. Harpies attacked us. And I heroically made sure to destroy all the harpies by my lonesome with some useful mind control abilities.
And there
I
was some.
almost got killed. And I barely got saved by anyone, but thank you, Anna.
You're
You
welcome.
were my hero.
Yeah, you were actually kind of like bleeding out, and then we were like, oh yeah, we should
Maybe.
save her.
Yeah. I was like, oh, the character who is my assistant, not slave, kind of slave, should probably save me. And he was like, no, he won't save you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Assistant! I freed him.
Freed him my butt. He's still got like a big collar around his neck. He's a slave.
I don't trust any of your NPCs, Neil.
Maybe that's because you are not trustworthy.
Oh. Shot fired.
Burn.
Anywho, I think you guys are all just at the mouth of the shallow sea, having been attacked by this harpy. Slave Ryan is with you, and
Assistant Ryan.
well, until he gets that collar off of him, he's still a slave.
Okay.
And Dark Albert, I believe, is still unconscious.
Are you, Jen? Still unconscious? I thought you woke up, like, just barely. You were weak, but awake.
I was at 0 HP.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
How does
So-
healing work for someone who's unconscious? Are they just good immediately, or?
If you cast a healing spell on them, any healing spell, it brings them to 1 HP. And then they need 24 hours of rest before any more magic will help them.
Okay. But Albert was at 0, which means I can heal Albert up with no problems.
If he was at 0, he wouldn't have been bleeding out. So how did you get to 0, Albert?
I don't know. That's what
I don't
was
think you're
like.
at 0.
You must have misremembered.
Maybe it's when someone saved me that I just wrote 0 because I assumed or something.
Because
Yeah.
I bound her wounds, but that doesn't bring her up
Yes.
to 0.
No, that just stops the death.
Okay. I'll use I was doing a little bit of research into effective uses, so I think I've developed an excellent I'm gonna use an excellent ability here. I will cast, I'll just lightly, what is this? I'll lightly touch Albert's body there and cast Horizon Healing.
So where are you touching exactly?
Your shoulder.
Okay. You said there, I was like, where?
Grasp my skeletal hand on the shoulder, cast the Horizon, set you up to 0 hit points.
Okay. Or am I at 1 or am I at 0 now?
0. 1? 1.
1. Should be at 1. Okay. So the crew is all awake. It's just the 4 of you plus Ryan. And you guys are heading for your hometown. Well, some of your hometowns. You're headed for Ember Shore.
And remind me why we were going back there?
Because you guys thought that it would be the faster way to get to the destination that we're trying to get.
Yes. Because you guys all want to go back to Gade Isle to go talk with a certain someone about his magic. Does anyone remember a certain wizard's name on Gade Isle?
Even I remember. It was Barthos.
Yes.
Since they actually told me. Now I know.
Right, so you're trying to get back to Barthas to spoil his plan, whatever it is that his plan is, and I don't think you guys are quite sure of what it is yet.
Well, I think, if I remember correctly, he wanted to somehow merge with the island of the dragon and use the dragon to his advantage.
Yeah.
And I wanted to get Bird.
Yes.
Thank you,
Yes.
Dr. Tinathan, for reminding me.
Okay, so you guys continue to sail into the shallow sea.
Okay, I'm just gonna take care of the easy stuff right now. Are any of you wounded?
I am, but I'm okay.
It's okay. Given that I don't think we're going to see anything else, I will heal you up to full.
Ooh, wow. I feel great.
Yeah, I think I'm like down 3 maybe.
You're good too.
All right.
Thank you,
Wow.
great wizard.
Cleric.
Great cleric. Great skeleton doer of
This-
magic.
At the
course.
same time, you can see my body like flinching a little bit, and I'm like, cleric. I'm
Your body will
wizard."
require a day before I can heal you. It needs time to rest.
No, I just meant to say like, you're the cleric, I'm the wizard.
Ah, yes.
Don't you guys call him wizard. Alright.
So you spend the next day sailing, and
I asked
I-
Ryan if I can draw his portrait.
Can you draw?
I am trying to learn. I would like to practice. Your face is appealing for drawing.
Should I stand like this
That is
or
nice.
like this?
That also looks nice. You are
I feel
strong
like
to be able to hold your arm up. It will be a while. You may also gaze at me if you prefer.
How should I gaze at you?
However you please.
How about with intense study?
This is quite nice. Perhaps some gentleness as well. I will draw you this way. Thank you. And then I just proceed to draw him. And I take a really long time.
And then I say, I kind of preferred the more mean pose. I feel like it's.
No, this one is fine. Thank you for your input, Dark Albert.
And I just chuckle as I look over at you guys. The exchange.
Neil, how good is my drawing? Should I make an artistic check?
I would love you to.
Ugh. My check is 11, and I rolled an 8.
Okay. Next time you maybe want to roll 20.
Right. I forgot. Let me do that instead.
No, that's fine.
No, I want to roll again.
I like that you have dice on hand.
It's from my other show. They do real dice right before
Oh.
this. That's much better.
That's much better.
I mean, 2 points better, but still.
Still, that's a pass. The other one was a fail.
Sweet.
So the drawing comes out, and it looks pretty good. It looks like Ryan, and he seems to be gazing towards you with some sort of gentle softness in his eyes.
It's a great portrait. I say as I show it to him. Does he like it?
He nods and kind of shakes out his shoulder. His arm's kind of hurting him.
Mm.
You know, I don't think I've ever had someone draw me before. That was kind of fun.
I will draw you again if you like.
Yeah. He stops when he catches Albert's gaze. Goes, yeah, maybe sometime, and kind of awkwardly shifts the large metal collar around his neck.
I take the drawing and I, like, you can tell that it costs me greatly to say it. And I kind of, like, clutch it close, but I'm like, would you like to keep it?
Certainly. After a pause, he takes it and unfolds it or whatever, takes a good look at it, folds it up and carefully, like, slips it into his waist.
I look pleased.
He goes, I think this will drive the ladies wild.
Perhaps. And then I turn around and walk away.
No, like, do you think a drawing of you will drive girls wild? Should I get a drawing of me?
I don't think it would work with you.
Oh. That's too bad. Maybe you should give me back that knife I lent you last time.
The knife that I dropped into the ocean when the harpy picked me up?
Are you serious?
I was picked up by a harpy!
Guys, we have to go back to the harpy place.
It was just a knife. You can get another
It
one.
was a magical knife.
Well, why didn't you tell me?
Well, we were in the midst of battle. I trusted you with the knife.
I was being carried by a harpy!
He was
We
being
should
carried by a harpy.
We should get back to get the knife. I'm not saying it's
That
normal.
thing is at the bottom of the ocean. How are you gonna get it?
I can dive.
How are you gonna hold your breath long enough?
I can cast breathe underwater. I'm a wizard.
Is
How
the
are you gonna
dagger
find the
really
right-
that important?
Sorry, what?
Is the dagger really that important?
It's a magical dagger. Acquired by non-theft, might I add.
How are you gonna find the spot where it fell, huh? In the whole big
Detect-
ocean.
Detect magic.
You can do that?
Yeah, I can also do that.
This sounds very boring.
Detect magic is not that.
I
How
mean,
deep is this ocean that we're in?
You have no idea. No one's ever been to the bottom. There's no. It's just endless blue
I mean,
until it's black.
I've
Perhaps
seen
you should
guys-
learn a spell for summoning and ask the dagger to come to you instead.
You do realize that we've gone on quests for far less value than this only dagger.
We have
This is
also
worth-
gone on quests that are far less foolish than trying to dive to the bottom of the ocean.
As regrettable as it
Are
may
you
be,
serious? We've been on much worse quests. We freaking fought a wyvern. I'm just talking about like deep sea diving. It's like a cakewalk.
it would be
We've done
very
some
difficult to find this
portals.
dagger in an ocean. I believe that would be a good saying. In fact, a task as difficult as finding a dagger in an ocean. Hmm.
Yeah, like finding a
You know,
cleric at the end of a.
How do you possibly think you're going to find this dagger? The ocean is huge. You are being foolish.
I mean, I have good memory. I have this map.
You were
I'm
unconscious
back
when we
here.
dropped the dagger. How can
I
you
mean, I
remember that which
where
you were
the harpy
unconscious?
Fight took place.
This is true.
This is a fool's errand. If you want to go to your death, then.
Do you realize the amount of quests we did, and this is like the easiest thing ever?
Albert,
Only
I
it was gonna take 5 minutes.
Albert, I understand the value of this dagger. If you
Value.
provide a
Magical
good
dagger.
plan, if you provide a workable plan,
Okay.
we will turn the boat
I will
around.
make it in 3 steps. Okay, 4. Step 1, go back to the harpy fight. I remember where it is. Step 2, detect magic. Step 3, lasting breath. Step 4, dive and get the dagger. Step 5, succeed.
Well, Albert, I know a thing or two about detect magic also, and I believe it has a range of 30 yards.
Let me verify this.
It may be difficult to track this dagger on the bottom of the ocean.
It doesn't have a thing of 30 yards. It's 60 feet long.
That's
even
even
less.
less than I said.
I don't know distances in this measure. Anyway, we know where we lost it, so we could just go underwater and give it a little look-sees.
There is no way you know the exact spot your boat was in when you were attacked by harpies. Like,
You know, do I remember?
oh, you don't grow up near the ocean. You've been to the ocean before, right? You've been on an ocean, on a boat.
Yeah.
My
Yeah,
character-
it's like there's no like in a huge endless sea all around you. Even if you know like
But,
the
like-
square mile that something's in, it'll take you a lifetime to find it without a
Oh,
submersible.
remind me,
but,
this
like,
boat
my
is.
character has like navigation, direction sense.
Oh my gosh.
Quickly remind me, this boat is being rowed, right?
This boat is being powered by magical sails.
Oh,
Also
excellent.
rowing benches if you want it to go a little bit faster.
Jagged
During this
80
entire time, the boat has continued to sail in the direction.
Jagged88 in chat points out the Air Force can't even find that nuke they dropped in the ocean. You're never going to find a tiny dagger.
Well, I have to say that we just lost a big valuable item, and if you guys think it's not worth the time, I guess you guys' time is very, very, very valuable, huh?
Well,
Yes.
Albert, if you thought it was that valuable, perhaps you should not have entrusted it to this person who does not even fight.
Excuse me, Ryan fought.
You are
Yeah,
excused.
Point there.
Am connected to the harpy. Therefore, it is okay to arm him.
Have you considered arming a slave with an item less valuable than a magic dagger in the future?
Assistant! This is why I trust this man. He's my assistant.
Can I get
Technically,
this
she doesn't have a valuable item anymore.
What?
I grab out the dagger from my pouch because I have a magical dagger, the little
I think you have a magic knife. Yeah.
knife. And I pull that out and I look at Dark Albert and I said, "Here, will this do? It's a magic knife."
I immediately cast Detect Magic.
You still need a day of recovery before you can cast spells.
I grab the magic knife and I'm like, yeah, I guess that will be a fine replacement for when I need close quarter combat items.
There you go. We have now solved the issue. Might we move on now?
Yeah.
We are already moving on. We did not stop moving on.
I give the old dagger to Ryan anyway. Not magical one.
Now,
bronze
Albert,
dagger?
if you would stop
Yeah,
your
my bronze
jabbering,
dagger.
sit still for a while I heal you.
Okay.
It will take some time. After 1 minute, Albert is healed for 1 HP.
He can't be healed until he's had a day of rest.
Oh, I thought this was the next day.
Oh, no,
Is it?
same day.
Oh, okay.
The next day. Now we're getting to the next day. You sail into the shallow sea. The ship sails all through the night because the skeleton does not need rest and it can make sure it's steered properly. And something becomes very apparent to Dark Albert and Maribel as you pass the western island, and you're looking for Mount Valusuvius out there on the horizon, and trying to spot it. And this sinking feeling comes over you that now that you're past the western island, you should be able to see Mount Valusuvius very well. Maybe not like details on it, but it should be on the horizon somewhere. And it is not there.
What? Is the island there? We can't see anything?
You're still like dozens of miles away, but you should be able to see it by now, and you can't. So you're like, if you're looking at the map, you guys are up here on the north side of the western island. Mount Valusuvius is about 33 miles away, but it's this big mountain that sticks way up in the air, so you should be able to see it from where you are, but you can't.
It is
Hey.
disturbing that we cannot see our island. However, it is not surprising, considering how much landmass has moved in our recent history.
Okay. You can heal Jen now. That's fine.
Okay. Every minute for the next 9 minutes, you will heal for 1 hit point. Is that enough to put you back to full yet?
No.
Okay. Are you close?
Yeah. Like 3 points away.
All right, then I spend another 3 minutes casting a spell each time.
By the way, Ryan was 4 out of 8.
Thank you.
So I will give Ryan 4 heals as well.
Okay, he is maxed.
Wait, so you're telling me, Neil, that when I went to dive for Ryan, he already had lost the dagger?
When Ryan got picked up by the harpy,
Because
He-
I dove to like go save him.
yeah, but he was picked up by the harpy and being like flown out, and then Anna killed the harpy, and he fell into the ocean. And by that point, he had the dagger in his hand, but he's not going to try and tread water with a knife. He's just like and that's just
Okay.
bloop, 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 bloop,
I
bloop.
feel like we could have seen it fall or something.
I think you could have if you were paying attention to the dagger in particular. But I think when there's harpies flying around,
All right.
it's all right. That means it's treasure for someone else to find in a different campaign.
Mm-hmm.
You've just planted buried treasure, Jen. You're a real pirate now.
Mm-hmm. If
all
only
right.
it was in a chest.
Oh.
Involuntary.
So you guys sail closer and closer, and as you approach Redview and Black Beach, it becomes more apparent that your island is gone. It is not there.
No! Bird!
It's fine, Maribel. I bet we know where it
I shove him away as he's trying to cover me. No, it's not fine.
I said I bet I know where it ended up. If only you listened to the end of the sentence, maybe you'd find the treasure at the end.
Where? Where is Bird?
It's probably where the other city was where we can find Barthus.
Why?
Because he wanted to move the island right next to his.
You are correct. In this you are wise. Let us go there now and find Bird.
I'd say intelligent more than wise, but sure, let's go ahead.
That was a little D&D joke right there.
It is a 2-week journey, all the way around the Cape of Rohana, all the way up over the north.
No. We're taking the shortcut.
Okay.
We're attempting to take the shortcut.
What's the shortcut?
So you had said that there would be a shortcut here,
Yeah,
did you not, Albert?
Yeah, let's see if there's still the underwater portal. Why not?
You do seem to like to put yourself very deep underwater. I suggest you go scout to see if it is there.
Yes, navigator. And I must say, if you have given... This was on the way, even if we were going that way, right?
No, this is, if you want to go over sea, you're going the wrong way.
Oh, we're going to have to double back completely?
Yeah.
And
Okay.
navigator, if you have led us astray, I'm afraid I will have to assign the task to someone else.
About the portal,
Well, yes, I am looking around. I do not
I mean,
see a portal.
as you can see, the whole island got moves. The portal might also have been closed by the same guy. Just throwing it out there. I know where we're at. Maribel can confirm. We are exactly where I navigated us to. Correct, Maribel?
Well, the goal was to navigate to a portal.
Yeah. Well, we're at the location of the old portal. It doesn't mean that the portal will still be there. That's out of my control.
Well, this is news to me. We have wasted valuable time.
I said it from the start that things could have changed.
This is quite a change.
Well, we did say from the get-go
Why
that
don't you
Barthus wanted
jump
to
off the
move
ship and
everything.
find us our portal, Albert?
I'll go take a look. Maybe I'll find a dagger at the bottom of the sea while I'm at it.
Okay, so you approach the spot where your island should be. How do you go about looking for a portal?
Well,
In the past, you always had mermen or mermaids to show you the way.
yeah. Can I remember approximately where it was?
Approximately, but approximately is a very large area of ocean.
It's like finding a dagger at the bottom of the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still gonna give it a try. I'm gonna cast Detect Magic as well as Lasting Breath, and we'll give it a shot.
Okay. You get the boat into relatively the right position.
I want to say combining my navigation, direction sense, seamanship, swimming, and weather sense together.
Swimming is useful there. Yeah. The others, not so much.
Well, for like the finding the location, isn't
I
it?
mean, navigation's good for getting your general bearing and steering around things, but it's not like a GPS. You know, it's It's that way is east, that way is north. I can kind of tell how far I've gone by the position of the stars and my water clock over here, sort of thing.
In direction sense, no?
That helps you find north. Fantastic.
Weather?
If you're like lost on land or at sea.
All right, whatever. I'm doing the best I can with my 17 intelligence.
You are very smart. So you sail the ship to roughly the right area. How long does Detect Magic last?
Let's see. I would only cast it before I go underneath the water. So
Let's see, 2 rounds per level.
yeah, 2 rounds per level, and I'm level 4, so it's 8 rounds.
And how long can you hold your breath, Elf?
Lasting breath is. Where is it? Oh, water breathing. Here we go. No, it's not it. Ah. Damn it. Why is it not working? Can't find it.
If I remember right, it was a...
Oh, I'm on the wrong sheet. Sorry. Because I have 2 now. Wait, so I have 2 tactics I could do. It's 1d4 round plus round per level. But now that I have this new thing, alter self. Oh, that's way better. I'm gonna alter myself into a merman.
Ooh.
So I will have gills. Therefore, I can be underwater for 3d4 rounds plus 2 rounds per level. Bam! And
Very
I look
clever.
like a merman. That way they won't attack me, hopefully.
Okay, so you turn yourself into a merman and dive under the sea.
And now I can swim so much better.
So much better. Way, way better.
Yay.
You cruise about looking for a portal.
Mhm.
And after, well, it lasts 3d4 plus 2 rounds per level.
Yeah.
How long do you want to spend underwater?
I'd be safe. So like when I have about 10 minutes left, I'd go back up.
Well, the thing is, you don't know the total duration.
Yeah. So like what's the minimum? It would be like
11 rounds.
round.
11 minutes would be the minimum.
Yeah. So I'll spend like 10 minutes looking.
Okay. You spend 10 minutes scouting the sea floor,
Wait, 3d4 plus 2?
plus 2 per level.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But no dice. You just can't find the damn portal.
Then I'm gonna come back up and I'll say, I can confirm that the portal has been moved by Barthus. It is not there, and I have found the spot. I am 100% certain I was there.
The ship starts sailing off without you.
What? I wouldn't say it before I'm on the ship, by the way.
Yeah, you wouldn't like yell it from the water.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that.
Okay, fine.
He imagined sailing away.
Well, at least I'm a merman, so I can probably like catch up to you.
Actually, probably, yeah. All right, everyone's back on the ship. The ship has turned around and is headed back out of the shallow sea when you see another ship approaching, a larger ship approaching.
Ooh.
Not a huge one, but a big one. It looks like a longboat, very similar to your first ship. And it is being rowed by, looks like 24 people.
Is it better than our ship?
It is not a magic ship that folds into a box.
Then it is not better than our ship.
No.
Does it have anything visibly on it that we want?
Like a magic dagger?
You can see maybe 24 people on this ship. There is a square mast, or a square sail attached to the mast, and the prow of the ship is shaped like a dragon's face and painted blue. And it's looked like, in addition to the sail, it's being rowed by a bunch of people, and it is making in your direction pretty quick. It'll still be like 15 or 20 minutes before it gets here, but it's on its way.
Does it look like a particular kind of ship, like a warship or a cargo ship or anything?
Long ships can be used for war or cargo. In this shallow sea area, it's kind of like the jack of all trades ship. Now, it could have many, many purposes.
From what I know of this ship, how durable is it?
Define durable.
Like, is it stronger than the average ship, which is this ship?
I wouldn't say its hull is of exceptional strength or exceptional weakness.
Okay.
Um,
Well, we've come all this way. We should talk to them and find out if they know of anything.
Captain Temriel, does your ship have any magical defenses?
I'm afraid to... Yes, it does. It has Albert and myself.
Good point. And it used to have a magical dagger.
Quite a turn of phrase, however, not exactly what I was looking for.
Well, I would tend to agree with him, to be honest. We are literally magical defenses.
Can you shoot projectiles that would burn that ship?
Well, I'd have to study my book for a couple more days, but...
Then you are not a very good magical defense.
Well,
I do
right
not
now
understand the
I'm
wisdom that
magical
you are...
merman.
I do not understand you
still-
strange people who, when I say defenses, make strange words that mean nothing like defense.
Well, you could be a
Yes.
defense as well, Maribel.
Well, you know what? I could actually make that boat catch on fire now that I think about it. Or at least appear to catch on fire.
I am just trying to ascertain whether we need to flee or fight. Or wait and find.
I kind of make an educated guess. Can this ship outrun that ship?
If you had a full crew and everyone was rowing, probably. But without a full complement of crew, with them having a sail and oars, they can beat you. But if they didn't have their sail, or if they didn't have their oars, you could probably beat them.
Hmm. Well, if they were to attack them, I would like to see them try. They would not last long.
Okay. So the ship begins to approach, and someone on the other ship is waving a flag, a white flag of communication, of parley, of let's sit down and have a chat for a moment.
Is this white flag, has it lasted the ages in terms of communication? Like
Yes.
15 centuries ago? It was
Yes.
also. All right.
Am I still a merman or not? I
No.
just want to establish this. Okay.
Your
Do we
merman
have
is-
a white flag? I'm presuming we do.
Yeah, there's a bunch of gear that just comes with the magic unfolding ship, including flags,
You, Albert.
Accessories.
You, Albert.
new skins.
You make yourself useful and wave this flag.
Could you wave this flag, please, Ryan?
I guess the slave doesn't have a choice, he says,
Assistant.
as he goes over and picks up the flag and starts waving it back. And fairly soon, the two ships kind of come up side by side. They toss over a couple of grapples to, hold the ships together so they don't slip apart. And onto your ship climbs this bearded man. He's got this big fiery red beard that's a little bit brown near the roots, and an eye patch over one eye, and a tricorn hat. He's got an assistant with him, or maybe a first mate or something.
Or maybe a slave.
Or, well, he doesn't have a collar, so he's not a slave. The two of them climb aboard your ship. The lead man is wearing a cutlass at his side, and his buddy has a mace at his side, but neither of them have armor, and their hands are nowhere near their weapons.
I flank Ryan very carefully.
How tall is our ship relative to the water?
Ooh, that's a great question that I have a very specific answer to. Very specific answer. Boat. Here we go. 6 feet deep. So I guess it's about 3 feet above the water and 3 feet below the water, or 4 feet above, 2 feet below.
Okay.
So he climbs on board with his guy, and scratches his head and goes, "You are a strange group. I take it, Temporal, you've got your hood pulled low."
Yes.
I don't. I'm just standing there blatantly.
No offense or anything. Do you guys happen to know what happened to Gate Isle?
Gate Isle is no longer in its place?
Yeah, we're standing right where it should be.
Did you mean Gade Isle? For this is the old location of the Spice Islands.
Well, these are all Spice Islands. This particular Spice Island was called Gade. No, not Gade. I'm sorry. Embershore.
Oh, yeah.
He meant Embershore the whole time.
Okay.
Oh, I was like, dang it, this just got a lot harder.
Sorry. Embershore is what he meant. Have you guys seen Embershore?
We were also looking for Embershore. Apparently, islands nowadays get up and walk away at a moment's notice.
Well, I believe it has been moved.
Huh. What are you guys here for?
To get my bird.
It used to be on Embershore. Where
We wanted to follow Embershore, but it appears my useless navigator does not know how to follow the island.
Well, apparently
Navigator
your
would be-
useless navigator ended up at the same place as everybody else on that ship.
How's a navigator supposed to follow an island that disappears?
Thank you very much. I like this guy. I like this guy.
What is this guy's name?
Well, you could have just asked me.
I did. Just now.
My name is Jeffrey.
Jeffrey is a fine name.
Thank you. So you guys are what? Merchants? Traders?
We are adventurers.
Yeah?
And politicians.
Are there more of you below, or is it just the 5 of you?
There are more of us everywhere.
We are the powerful guardians of fate of this land.
Guardians of Fate, huh?
Yeah, that guy's a cleric. It explains it all, really.
And that elf is a mage, which is why I expected him to be able to follow the island.
Well,
Sounds
it's
like a
been
bad
moved.
joke. You know, an elf, a cleric, and a minotaur walk into a bar, sort of thing.
Why would that be a bad joke?
Could be a good joke, really.
He looks to Trellis for backup. Come on, you know. No? Never mind.
I just look at you and just give you a look like I don't have anything to say to you.
You are nothing like the court jesters I used to have.
If you would swear your allegiance to us, you may sail by our side as we continue to search for Embershore.
Or we could just all go there together.
That is what I said.
No, it's okay. We don't really want to take off too far. It's a very interesting ship you have. What did you say the name of it was?
I forget.
It's a really old ship.
The
Captain, what's the name of your ship again? Do you even remember?
Of course I do. Give me a hint, Neil.
Rift.
The Rift.
Rift.
The Rift Mover, the Rift Shaker, the Rift Time Changer, Windrunner.
Rift.
Dan.
The answer, yes. This lovely specimen is the Rift Dancer.
Uh-huh. Right. Named after the mythical ship. Got it. So, so I got a proposition here.
No, this is the mythical ship.
Right. Of course. I got a proposition for you here. Why don't you all put down your weapons and surrender, and me and my men will just take your ship and be on our way. How's that sound?
It does not sound good.
Did you
Really?
forget about the part where you are challenging a minotaur, a cleric, and a mage?
A half minotaur.
That sounds like a bad joke.
This does sound like a bad joke to me. Well said,
Is-
Dark Albert.
I start backing up slowly, way behind Ryan and everybody else.
The assistant you
I'm
can
not
see is
saying-
motioning back to the other ship and taking a glance over. You see the other rowers are now all like standing up and grabbing weapons and moving to the prow. and starting
Neil,
to-
I cast Spook on the guy. After moving back a couple of feet, by the way.
All right, so you take a few steps back, get well away. Well, it's not that big of a ship, but you get away and
Yeah.
behind a bunch of people.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Lose
like
sight of you for a moment, and you cast Spook. Who are you casting Spook on?
on the captain who
On
was
Jeffrey?
to attack. Yeah, because he didn't say to attack yet, right?
He didn't say to attack yet.
Mm-hmm. He gave a look, but
Okay.
maybe
Does
a
he get a
spook captain is good enough.
All right. He fails his save.
Oh shit!
If a successful saving throw versus spell is not made, the creature turns and flees at maximum speed as far from the wizard as possible.
Yep.
No items
that's
carried are
bad
not
thing,
dropped.
dumbass.
So, he's in the middle of saying, we're going to take your ship. You guys have to surrender. Don't worry, we're not going to hurt you. We'll drop you off on shore. It'll be great. Why don't you start dropping all your
And then I'm like,
value Soviet. He takes off and just jumps in the ocean.
Does he knock anyone over on his way away?
He just pushes past his first mate who was like helping the first guy up onto the ship. The first mate keeps his balance, doesn't fall overboard. But the captain goes for a dive, and you see the rest of the crew who's starting to climb over look at him and then immediately get back into the ship. The first mate turns around and pulls his mace from his waist and holds it menacingly and defensively.
Your captain has made the correct decision and has seen the true fearsomeness of our selves.
Would you be so kind to remove those hooks from our ship and leave?
They comply with great haste and get the heck out of there. And I think on that note, why don't we take our first break, and we'll come back with another hour of Misscliks D&D in just a moment.
Sounds great. See you guys soon.